All right, guys, so we just finished up the ride day here. Big shout out to Honda for letting us come out and ride the new 2017 450RX, but I've also got the 2017 450R here. Now, we want to give you a little comparison because we know a lot of guys are going to be looking for these motorcycles and they're going to be asking the question, which one is going to be best suited for them? Now, from my perspective, I'm a moto guy through and through, so if that's what you do, if you ride motocross and you like to compete occasionally, or that's just really what you stick to, then absolutely the R is going to be the bike that's going to be for you. You know, with the R, the only thing that I would change, or I wish that they would do, is put the electric start on it, because after riding the RX today, which I loved, the electric start's just so nice. When you're out on the trail, you know, if you're in a tough spot, it's so nice just to push a button, start the bike, not have to kick it over. But you know, my opinion, and Jay is probably gonna agree with me on this because he rides a lot more off-road and trail stuff than I do, I was able to take the RX from the trails and I went out on the track today and I had a blast on it. This suspension was a little bit soft, but you know, in my opinion, anyone that is looking, or you know, if you're more of a trail guy, but you occasionally like to go hit up the track, I think this bike's fully capable of being a good track bike. What do you think, Jay?
I agree completely. I think the RX will be a great track bike for most guys, especially vet guys, guys who are racing, say, works races or GNCC type races. This is going to be a home run bike, and that's what it's intended for. But if you're going to go to occasional twice a month, you're going to go hit the motocross track, and then you're going to do a lot of trail riding, this is going to be the bike. And I think one of the main reasons I feel that way is the added value. So this bike's $400 more than this bike, but it comes with electric start. To put electric start on this bike is about $750 to $800 upgrade. So for $400, you get the electric start on the RX, and you get the 18-inch rear wheel and the larger tank. So if you're a guy that's considering off-road, it's almost a no-brainer that the RX is the way to go because it's the same transmission. So you get all those goodies. If you wanted to moto it more strictly, you could take the kickstand off.
Yeah, 19-inch rear wheel.
Put a 19-inch rear wheel on there. Also, you could lighten the thing a little bit with our new Tusk lightweight lithium batteries. That would take probably 2 pounds off. We'd have to check it on this bike, so that would lose a little bit. This bike, the RX, is about 18 pounds heavier, but you don't feel it when you're riding. I mean, I think you'd have to be jumping some really big stuff and be a lot more of a supercrossy guy than I am to really notice that big weight difference. I don't notice how wide it is either. The bike's a tiny bit wider from the larger tank. It doesn't seem to bother me when I hop on the R and the RX. It doesn't seem significantly terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I rode both, and obviously the R is narrower, but when you're looking down the gas tanks, that's when you're gonna notice. But really, with the RX, and when I was out riding it, and again, this coming from a motocross guy, I didn't feel like I was riding a big wide desert tank, and that was kind of one of the first things I noticed. Like, this actually feels pretty dang close to the R as far as just sitting on the seat and looking down at the bike. So that's why I think it's a fully capable track bike. You know, you could throw in the 19-inch rear wheel like we talked about, take the kickstand off, and yeah, you've got a really good track bike. Now, I wouldn't consider it a competitive motocross bike that you want to go out and race on the weekends. You could, but again, it's a crossover bike. I had a blast on the trails today, killer in single track, and having the same transmission as the R, yeah, this bike's going to do everything great. But again, if you're just a moto guy, then you're going to want to go with the R.
And I would say if you're a moto guy that's, say, intermediate to expert and pro level, for sure the R is going to be your bike. You already know that. If you're that guy, vet intermediate and lower speed and doing trails, the RX is it. It's a simple deal to me. This is where I'd go for the added value and the money and what you save and what you get for all the parts. This is comparable to an XCF, and I think this is more moto friendly than an XCF on the KTM line. So really good bike, and obviously you're not going to go wrong with either bike. I just think for me, the RX is better for guys that are going to do a little bit of both or more trail heavy.
Yeah, the R is going to do okay on trails, but absolutely the RX is the way to go. So hopefully we've given you enough information. So if you are shopping between the two bikes and you're just having a hard time deciding, this will kind of steer you in that right direction. And remember, we have individual reviews of each one of these bikes where we give you an initial ride review and talk about what we liked, a couple of the things that we might change. But overall, both awesome bikes. Really can't go wrong with either one of them. So make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, watch those videos. Thanks for watching.